Mic check, mic check. Morning Masters podcast. I was made of course. Got a special guest across me, man. I got one of the goats from Laney, Raw Hall in the building. How you doing, man?
What up, man? How you
Doing good. You can hear the clapping, but they're clapping for you right now. You can't hear it though. So shout out to you. Thank you for sending some time to the side to talk with us. You one of the most anticipated interviews because for one, you don't have a lot of like these kind of long form interviews. I seen one you did with Evan Dansby a while back. That was like 30 minutes. But typically, like you don't have a bunch of interviews where you talk about your life and just your upbringing. So I do here. I start Morning Masters. I always start off with just having the guests tell me like where they born, where they from, kind of like they had siblings, stuff like that. So like you born and raised here?
Yeah, born and raised here in Augusta, right South Side. Born and raised.
So all your life, and this is an icebreaker question, but all your life, I talked to you off mic. So you didn't grow up wanting to go to Laney, even though you ended up doing a lot of things in Laney. You grew up wanting to go somewhere else.
Yeah, I grew up wanting to go to Josie. Me and all my friends wanted to go to Josie.
What made you not go to Josie, man?
My mama.
I feel like you would have been good in that green and yellow, man. I
would have did good. It's just my mom was just trying to separate me from my friends and just trying to keep me out of trouble.
Okay. So I want to talk about your small life real quick. So under your mom, like you live with your mom, whatever, like wherever you lived in South Side. How many siblings you got growing up?
I got 4 siblings.
4.
2 girls, 2 boys.
2 girls, 2 boys. You the oldest?
I'm second oldest.
Okay, so what was that like? Like describe, I guess, where you came up at around that time in your era. Like, what was South Side like during that time? Are you coming up?
Just family oriented. Me and all my friends, we just been close since we were kids.
Yeah.
Every day, all of us go to the Boys and Girls Club after school. So we played a lot of sports together.
Talk about that a little bit. The Boys and Girls Club. That's like a staple in that area as well. It kind of breed a lot of high quality athletes, especially football and basketball.
That's a lifesaver to me. Great role models. Some of the best people you ever met, I ever met, came through the Boys and Girls Club. The role models, Chris Stallings, Carlos Carter, Chad Cook used to help out a lot.
Yeah, shout out to Chad.
We had a lot of good role models helping us at the Boys and Girls Club.
Talk about that a little bit. Like, what was it like meeting Chad? Like, how was Chad back then? I knew Chad like older, 2011, whatever. But you knew him at a young age. What was Chad like back then?
Probably just a nice guy. Probably how when you met him. He's the same way all the time. I played with Carlos Carter and Chris and Chad, the older kids.
Okay.
So I ended up playing with him maybe about 15. So I used to get to play 17 U. I was playing up.
Oh, when you was younger?
Yeah, I used to get to play up. So I used to play with him some. But a real good guy.
So I should have started off with this, but let's tell you the first time I heard of you. So I'm older than you, of course, but I got a brother. You knew my brother. I got a brother. He wasn't playing like 4th or 5th grade. I don't know. So I'm going to Josie at the time, and this is around the time where PJ and all of them had cut their hair. So like they was that Josie team that year.
Yeah.
And so one day he come home. He ain't playing AU nothing yet. He just kind of working with the Metros because he ended up meeting somebody through Coach Pete or whatever. And he came home. He kept saying like, "Nah, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, the best player in the world, Raw Hall. I don't know what he's seen you do. I don't know how he's seen you play, where he's seen you play at. But like for like the next maybe 2-3 years, all I heard was Raw, and I still never seen you play. So I'm asking him, like, so you mean tell he better than PJ? He's like, yes, I'm telling you, he better than PJ. He better than this person. Like, he was like very adamant. So whatever you did around that time, it was something he never seen before. Mind you, he had watched Reggie, he had watched, Austin Steve, he had watched Tremaine, he had watched PJ, he had watched all the good players around that time. And you were younger. When he seen you though, he just like he came home and like it was it. Like when you playing in the backyard, he was Raw Hall. Like it was like that. So I don't know what he tell you, but like I'm just telling you, like, that was somebody, you was the first person he looked up to, like, I feel like he was fanned out.
Yeah.
And I had never seen you play ever in my life until maybe when your 12th grade year. But I kept hearing him talking about you. So talk about that time. Like, I'm assuming you might have been in middle school around that time, going to 9th grade or 8th going to 9th. So when did you like really start to have that buzz of like your name basketball wise? Because you play both sports.
Yeah, I played both sports. About 8th grade.
Okay.
Going 8th grade. That when you all the high school coaches around here just trying to figure out where you gonna go. See if we can get you kind of this school.
Ain't nothing changed, huh?
Nah. You know how that goes. Like Where you going next year? You come over here with us. Like, well, it was a lot of that, but
Yeah.
like I told you, my mama, she
Yeah, yeah.
just going for anything.
So I'm gonna go back a little bit. I ain't gonna jump the gun. I'm gonna go back. So talk about middle school. So you went to Murphy, am I mistaken?
Yeah, I went to Murphy.
Okay, so what was that like? Who was your coach? Who you played for? What was your teammates like? What was that like?
At Murphy for basketball, we had Coach Levi.
Ooh, he was tough.
Yeah,
He tough.
He was a real good coach. So even like in middle school, we kind of put like a college atmosphere because he knew exactly what he was talking about basketball. And then we had my coach I grew up with from the Boys and Girls Club, AAU, Carlos Carter, who helped grow me. He was helping them too. So we had good coaching.
So talk about like, I know when you went to middle school, could y'all play in 6th grade? So you played from 6 on, or
no? We were 7th grade.
Okay,
we couldn't play 6th grade.
Okay, so your 6th grade, what you did? You played rec ball or?
My 6th grade year, we did a little rec ball.
Okay. So going to 7th, did you know you were gonna play for Murphy? Like you knew you were gonna make the team, or how was that like? Like, cause I'm assuming you wasn't who you end up being, overall. So like going to 7th, did people know about you already? Was you already known for being a basketball player, or?
I mean, I kind of felt like I knew I was gonna make it. Felt like I had a good chance as a 6th grader, but just how the rules was back then. Like, I don't know why they had us like that, and we still got a lot of rules kind of holding kids back now.
Yeah, definitely. So when you had Levi as a coach, describe him as a coach, because I had Kyle on the other day, and he mentioned him he said he liked all his coaches, but Levi kind of like brought the dog out of him as a coach.
Yeah,
I remember when I moved down here, I played for a year, and we had to play at Murphy. I don't think he was there, but I had to play Murphy team in high school. So Levi had people they had y'all getting ready for competition at a higher level. But how he coached him was so firm, so raw, so real, so straight up. So how was that your first year working with him as a coach and second year?
I mean, I don't think it wasn't hard on me because the coaches I come from around, that's how they is. Like they demand respect.
Yeah.
They want you to work hard and they try to hold you accountable. And he was the same way. Good with helping you player development, and he knew his X's and O's. So
yeah.
that helped us out a lot. Some of the drills and stuff we might have did with him, it was just a culture shock. I wasn't used to it. So
when you was in middle school, and you play, talk about some of your teammates, and then also who was nice around that time. And I asked this question mainly because I know a lot of times people be nice in middle school, they play, but then you don't hear about them in high school because life happens. They go the wrong route, or they move, or they just stop playing the sport. They fell in love with it. But it's always people that played around that time that you just won't hear about because they didn't continue playing.
Yeah.
So who are some people that was good on your team in your era of your age group?
My best friend, Donnell Brown.
Okay.
Me and him, we both ran the wings. So, and he went to Josie, but he passed away junior year.
I do remember that. Yeah. And Southside happened. Yeah. I remember that. Okay.
And we had a couple good guys. Darren, Bovan, Matt Gillian.
What about in the area? Who else is nice around the area?
Around Augusta in middle school?
Yeah.
My boy Rob T was good.
Rob T. Shout out to Rob T. You play with Dan?
Who?
Dan? You play with Dan?
Yeah, Dan was good.
Okay.
Jeff was good in middle school.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
There's a couple. T-Nip, he was at T-Nip was at Seago.
Okay. And I asked this question. I mean, I don't, like I said, I told you off air, your story is a little different than other people's story because it's a lot of debating with other people's. There ain't a lot of debating with yours just because of what you did. But at that time, middle school, did you feel like you were the best player? It said you were, but did you feel like you were the best player? And then how did you approach the game every time you played?
Like I'm the best player. I mean, I was never cocky. But I'm gonna approach the game like that though. You ain't gonna stop me, but I'm gonna stop you. That's how I'm approach the game.
That's another thing though. I think you get a lot of kudos for playing both ends of the floor. You good offensively, but you play a lot of defense as well.
Yeah. I'm gonna guard the best player on the team.
Did you ever have any games where you felt like somebody got the best of you? Like they just was there's nothing you could do with them that night?
Nah. I mean, and like I say in the Final Four, we probably had that was probably my toughest battle because we played Malcolm Brogdon,
NBA,
Greater Atlanta Christian, and they had a big center, Trent. He was about 6'10", so we know we ain't dealing with none of that around here.
Yeah.
No big shot blocker.
But nobody in the area, though, definitely.
Yeah. Nah.
You know, I'm be honest with you. I know y'all won the game, but I did talk to Kyle last night. Now he said on your scene night, he said he gave it to you. Now he said I'm telling you what he told me. Hey, I can't make this up. I got a clip right now. I ain't put on a story yet.
Ain't no player that I was guarding. Nobody I ever guarded gave me bucket.
He said he almost ruined your senior night. Y'all won the game, you know. He did say that.
He maybe got bucket on somebody else.
Nah, he said
he ain't gonna lie and say he killed me.
I'm telling you, bro, he didn't say he killed you, but I'm telling you verbatim, he was like, I'm on the wing, raw hall on me. He too big for me, so I'm just kind of shooting, throwing it up. He said, you pushing him into the stand. He's still making a shot. I'm telling you what he told me.
That's some Josie shit there. That's exactly what that is.
Chill out. Maybe he made 2 or 3 shots and I don't know. Maybe they switched it up. But I'm just telling you, that's his story. I'm gonna put it out. You let me know what you think when he see it. But
I'm gonna let him have that moment because I don't remember that. I'm gonna let him have that.
What about you? Like, what do you feel like in high school? What would you feel like your best game was?
Maybe East Lawn.
Wait, how many times did you drop?
Yeah, like 48.
That's the most you scored in a high school game, 48. So back then, like I guess talking to going into Murphy, going into Laney. Let's get into like that. Like what going from 8th grade into high school, what was that summer like? How many schools was trying to get you, wanted you, and then what did you decide to do? Like, because you didn't start off at Laney.
So 8th grade going into 9th grade, I did summer league with Richmond. So I was doing my workouts and stuff. Me and my best friend, really most of us a lot of us who was at Murphy.
Yeah.
We was doing summer league with Richmond.
What made y'all pick Richmond out of all schools?
Just
y'all gonna be different or something?
Out of the blue, just out of the norm, just doing something they really wouldn't expect of us.
So
everybody expected us to go to Josie, really.
And what was bad about Josie that you want to go to Josie? Like, what made y'all just say, you know, we going? Not only y'all go to Richmond, y'all skip Laney as well. So like, what made y'all to be like, we ain't going to Josie or Laney, we gonna go to Richmond?
I mean, it's not really just it ain't the school. It just how I grew up, where I'm at. We know it's gonna be. My mama, she know everything, so it's gonna be conflict at the school.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's gonna be conflict at the school.
Okay.
So that's why she was just trying to push me somewhere else. So,
but talking to Mike a little bit too. But you went to Murphy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the same thing, right? Ain't no different.
I mean, you at Murphy, it's really like all
like Josie,
Southside
right?
kids to me.
Oh, okay.
I seen it.
Okay. So like, I guess like I'm assuming like Sunset. Now, where did they go to school at?
Middle school, Sunset. Sunset was at Tutman.
Okay. So that makes sense.
Like Gilbert Manor, Sunset, Harrisburg, all them was right there.
And then Josie like a combination of both.
Josie, Sunset, Southside, yeah.
All right, so you said, I know your mom wants you to go there, so you like, I'm trying to find something different to go. She ain't going for the Josie thing at all, right? So you come to you and your brother, y'all come to Richmond. Y'all play for Richmond Summer League. How did that go?
It was good. Like I don't remember us losing no game. Like we had the toughest wings. We got a big man. Point guards were pretty good. We had good point guards. Like I don't feel like nobody would have beat us. If all of would have stayed there, I don't think nobody would have beat us.
What you played at Richmond? Like when you was at Richmond that first time, what they had you playing? The 1, the 2?
I was on the wing. I was playing freshman year. I was playing the wing, point and the wing.
Okay. So y'all playing in Richmond for the summer league. Your best friend, he goes to Josie. Oh, he went to Richmond with you as well. Like athlete, starting school.
Yeah, starting school. He went to Josie.
So what made him go to Josie and you like I'm sticking with it. I'm going to Richmond. I'm gonna be a Musketeer.
It really was just getting here. Like
yeah,
he wasn't gonna get. I was riding a bus because we ended up staying off. We ended up moving on Wrightsville Road.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was in zone to come here.
Oh, so it was your zone school at some point then?
Yeah.
Okay.
But even when I was at Murphy, like, well, it was after we moved, so I was just still going back to school. So
gotcha.
Going back to Murphy. But I got in trouble at the end of the school year, So shoot, like that definitely counts as Joseph. Going to Richmond.
So I guess let me ask you that. This is on a tangent, but like, 'cause you don't hear a lot about that with you, but like in school, like what kind of student were you? Like, were you a student? Like, did you have to navigate through trouble? Were you a troublemaker, or like, would you just somebody that you just play sports and you just kind of let things be what it be?
Uh, I wasn't a troublemaker,
I feel like
but
once somebody hit the back of the head and do that, I feel like they telling me something different.
no, I'm just I'm trying to figure out how to put it. Like I definitely wasn't a troublemaker. I did all my work, like no school work problem, like AB on the roll. But me and my friends we might be bullshitting around
Yeah.
here and there, so might get in trouble here and there, but nothing crazy.
You mentioned growing up, obviously in South Side. So I'm pretty sure a lot come with that. Like, did you ever feel like, I guess your younger years, did you ever feel like just being from that area was gonna warrant you problems anyway because of who you knew and just being from that area?
Yeah, so because nobody really ever had a problem with me, like for real. Like,
It's just you from here, so oh well.
I'm just going. It's just me being with my friends and just going
Yeah.
ride with my friends. How they go.
So like, I guess it's more so like maybe for your mom, but like, what would your mom tell you like coming up? Because it seemed like she tried to guide you the right way. Obviously, like, hey, don't do this, don't do that. But what would she tell you coming that far? What would she see? Because I'm pretty sure she was mature enough to know like
I mean,
these your friends.
she know how the streets go, so she just ain't wanting me to just follow in the same footsteps she just seen other people doing.
Yeah,
So she trying to push me a different way. You know how your parents see if you bad crowd, they just trying to stray
Definitely.
you away.
definitely.
That's just all that was.
So, and I want to get into Laney stuff in a second, but I want to make sure I preface it right. So you at Richmond. At what point did you decide? Okay, well, this ain't for me. How long was you at Richmond? At what point did you decide this ain't for me? I got to go somewhere else. And then wherever you went, why'd you choose that place?
I was at Richmond probably about 2 weeks.
That's all it took, ain't it?
Like the thing about it ain't like it was just so crowded. I ain't had no schedule or nothing like that. So there's a lot of folks just roaming around. You roaming around the hallway, chilling in the library or the lunchroom. So I think my mom kind of got wind I ain't have schedule, and my godmama knew about it, a lot of folks at Laney and
Yeah.
big Laney folk. She, you know how that go. So they ended up wanting me to go down there.
But all your life, you thought you were going to Jersey all your life.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So you grew up wanting to kind of be an Eagle.
yeah.
Talk about like before we get into Laney, talk about that like them games you seen coming up. What's some players you looked up to coming up before you started playing and making your own legacy?
See, I used to catch like Dominique Archie, Buck Talbot, Arthur Neal, all them boys when they was playing
Yeah.
at Joseph. I used to catch them games when they had a coach.
Rouse,
They had Coach Lilly.
Lily, yeah, that's who it was. Sure was.
He used to be going crazy on the sideline, had a damn lollipop in his hand all the time. Like, them boys was balling, like, play good defense, and they got the crowd going.
Yeah.
Yeah, them boys used to play real ball. Then they football, I used to go to the football games too.
But talk about that. Did you have to like make a decision at any point where you like that you gonna play football or basketball, or that you play all your career you played both?
I ain't have to really make a decision. It just, I was recruited heavier in basketball. And that's just something I never did football outside of when we doing football.
Gotcha.
Like, I only did football stuff when we playing. Like
no AAU, no P, none of
no
that stuff.
workouts outside of it, nothing like that. Like, I ain't had nobody really help pushing me with football.
What you played? What position you played?
So until 10th grade, I played quarterback.
Okay.
And then junior year and senior year, I played wide receiver. Safety.
Why they move you?
I ain't move, I hurt my shoulder.
Okay. Who took over quarterback when you did that?
Leonardo Myers ended up playing quarterback.
Okay. All right. So Richmond, you said 2 weeks you out of here, your family. But I know you say your people knew people at Laney, but your mom or your folks didn't think Laney will also be a problem because it's close to Lake Josie as well. It's kind of like a rivalry too.
Nah, not really. No.
So you mentioned, like, I know you said you had a best friend. Was it hard for y'all to separate because y'all played in Murphy? Did y'all want to separate?
It wasn't hard. And thing about it, he ended up coming to Laney.
Oh, he did.
But you know how these folks is around here. Making phone calls. We don't want them together. Like,
So,
so
in
he
middle
followed that Laney
school,
about shit. Like I was here 2 weeks to a month.
he ain't get to play nothing.
Nah, he went on back.
So in middle school, like y'all combo, so y'all on different sides of the wing. So y'all won championships.
Yeah, back to back.
Back to back. Okay, yeah, I figured that Murphy won a lot of them. So y'all won championships back to back. So y'all good. Y'all a good combo. And so when you went, well, I guess at that time in Murphy, I gotta ask this question. I know you said he passed away, but like, who was the better player at that time? Like, was that like a debate between who was better between y'all two?
It never came up. It never came up. Maybe around 8th grade, he probably was better finisher than me.
Yeah,
But I was a better shooter.
got you. Okay. I get to 9th grade, he playing, so y'all both play varsity, JV.
Like I told you, I was here them 2 weeks, so they made them phone calls, so I couldn't play varsity. I had to play JV 9th grade.
Oh damn! I ain't know Raw had a JV jersey on. I never knew that. I
Yeah, I
thought you
played
played
JV
varsity
9th
all
grade.
4 years.
Nah, I played JV 9th grade.
So what was that like? What was that experience like? Because technically speaking, you should be playing varsity. I'm assuming you probably would have been starting. If I don't know who I don't know how the roster was at Laney yet, but I'm just going off what I know of you as a
I
player.
would have started. I would have started.
Yo, you gotta chill.
But shit, JV was just easy. Like I could doing what I want to do.
Did y'all win?
I don't even know who won.
But you guys just playing, just scrimmaging at that point. And for you, but your brother, like, was he playing JV as well, or he played varsity?
Matter of fact, they won.
Josie won.
Yeah, they won. Josie won. I did catch their game. They won.
Okay.
They were loaded.
He played too?
Yeah.
No.
All my friends I grew up with, maybe like 3 of them were starters.
Damn.
3 or 4 of them were starters.
Well, but talk about that a little bit. Like I know they always talk about the 15th Street, and that's so close to where you're from as well. So, like the kind of toughness y'all breed just in sports. I'm talking about. It seems like a lot of times when somebody go to Josie, like those players from there to be extra tough, extra special, extra athletic, can shoot better, jump better. It's just something about that area. What you think it is like that kind of propel y'all to be such good athletes?
That Boys and Girls Club. All of us in that Boys and Girls Club by day in, day out, we playing basketball till it's time for us to walk back home. Like that, I feel like the Boys and Girls Club, the best. It ain't considered as a rec facility really, but you had to be a dog to come through there. Like from my era, I say probably from Reggie PJ them era.
Yeah.
You had to come through that boy club. Like at May Park, and then you went there. Like you gotta come through that boy club on that junior NBA.
Oh, yeah, so
Like, a lot of the boys who was crying in that junior NBA. Like you come through there.
So you saying the
real.
Boys and Girl Club was over May Park at that point, like
Yeah.
Now you being biased or you being for real? Because I know
I'm
Southside.
You coming through that Boys and Girls. You can ask anybody. Ask Reggie. Ask Dovey. Jarrell. Any of them boys. Like you gotta come through that Boys and Girls.
So the Boys and Girl Club, then it was May Park. All right, I'm gonna take your word for it. I'm gonna write it down. 24-15. I'm gonna put it out.
I'm telling you.
Oh, so with you being at Laney, your JV year, so going into your 10th grade year, right? What was that like AAU wise? Because at this point, I'm assuming you buzzing. At this point, I've heard of you already. So from my brother, so I'm assuming you're doing big things. Who you playing with, and what some players you playing against around that time?
I was already I was playing up, so I was playing with Dovey. Me and Dovey was from the same team. We was playing with Team True.
Okay, I did. Was that Sean Mims?
Yeah, Sean.
Okay,
Sean
got
Kurt.
you.
Yeah, we was.
He mentioned y'all. Yeah, he mentioned y'all. Okay. And you and Dovey from the same area?
Nah, Dovey from the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and matter of fact, I ain't even get to play with him at Laney because he ended up going to prep.
Yeah. So
my ninth grade year, we would have played together.
See, if you'd have just went there and started out right at Laney, could have just everything have been smooth, man.
Yeah.
Dovey probably would have stayed.
Yeah, he probably would have. I think we would have had a good run together.
Yeah. I mean, you had a good run anyway.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, but I just feel like that could have been the reason why he stayed as well.
Yeah. But I think he needed to go though. I think that was just a choice he had to make.
Well, I don't know I do know his situation. I interviewed him before, but just talking about where y'all from and stuff like that, like why you think so many decisions y'all had to make was based off, quote unquote, staying out of trouble? If that makes sense.
Um, I
Because y'all
think
was young, so I guess I'm trying to figure out, like, just to get a paid picture, like, how much trouble could y'all actually get in?
I
Especially
mean,
you being like
I
you
mean,
can't walk nowhere without
in the
nobody knowing
areas
you.
we in is real. Like, oh, it ain't. You can get in all kind of trouble for real. Like, uh, the trouble kids get in now, we could have gotten in the same trouble. To be exact, we could have gotten in the same exact trouble. But just the guidance of, like I said, my mom trying to push me a different route.
Yeah.
I think his mom was the same way. 'Cause
Dobie?
Dobie mom. Because I used to Miss Sin. I met his mom a long time ago when we was kids, so she was
Yeah.
on the same stuff. So
Well, I never got asked about this question, but it's a good question to ask you. Hopefully, when you, because I know what you mean when you say, like, I couldn't go to Josie because I didn't want to go to Josie, rather, because not trying to get in trouble. You got this side, that side, all the different stuff, right? So what is it like, because every side and every place got good players as well.
Yeah.
And then y'all playing together. So what is it like when y'all have to play together, like when y'all on the same team? Is it like, hey, I can't talk to you now, or I can't talk to you now? Like, how is that like when you have to play on the same team or with each other?
I think in a sense that just being on a team, it kind of chip some of that stuff away in a way. You eventually be friends.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Because it seemed like y'all never really be enemies in the first place.
yeah,
It'd just be more of a mindset, young
especially when
mindset.
we was kids. Like, it's just a mindset. Yeah.
Okay. It make a lot of sense now, because I always wondered that, because I went to Joseph. I'm like, well, if this neighborhood don't get along with this neighborhood, right? We see each other every single day. I mean, at some point, something gonna happen, right? Or it's not gonna happen. But then I'm thinking, like, a lot of these athletes, they all from different neighborhoods. So, like, from 3 to 6, they all play with each other anyway.
Yeah.
So what's the problem? But then
school is back the same thing.
Yeah, but it's a brawl in school still.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they go practice still.
That's why like, it was real at Joe's, like them brawls and just being into it. Them little Sunset Southside beef that was going on since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Like, so I was at the games, I see the fights, like I see all this, but I think as we got older and stuff though, like, and realized, shit, half of these folks cousins.
Yeah.
And a lot of them cool, like, so all us really cool kind of now.
And then I don't know, you'll know because you live in those areas, but, like, I'm assuming now these are like income-based areas too.
Yeah.
What's to say like you might live in Sunset for 4 years, then you have to live in Southside for another 4 years. Like, so now what? Like, you don't live in Sunset.
Shit, mama ain't going.
You gotta
staying where I'm at.
It was that serious, wasn't it?
But think about it, we used to be out there some as kids.
I know it's gonna sound funny.
That same thing you just said, my best friend, they end up moving out there.
To Sunset.
Yeah. I mean, they end up fighting here and there, but they stayed out there. It wasn't it wasn't problems too much.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. So it's like for what? I mean, us older now, not younger. Younger, you feel like it's a problem. You looking at me, they said this girl, whatever, something silly. But today I think about, I'm like, damn, if you be fighting over stuff, and it's like, bro, you might move here in 2 years.
And that's
it's the same thing.
They moved out there.
So, and then you say, y'all be out there as kids sometimes, and I think of, for me, I think with the drill scene, I watched that a lot, like Chicago and stuff, and I'd be like, a lot of them, like, they got pictures together, they friends.
Yeah.
And then you find out they didn't kill each other, you know what I'm saying? It's like, well, what was it? And it ain't no issue. The fact that you live here, I live here. It's just that simple. But like I said, when I'm thinking about y'all, people that play sports and stuff, I used to always, like, think about, like, how easily it is to get trapped in that as well, because you are an attraction. Like, you raw now. So, like, even somebody that's looking at you, not looking at you as raw from Southside per se, even though some people that don't like you might look at you that way.
Yeah.
But most of Augusta looking at you like, oh, he represent Laney. That's that player from Laney. So you kind of had to have two reputations at that point.
Yeah. And that's kind of exactly how it was. Like, if you ain't know me outside of, if you knew me from just being in the hood, that's just how you was. Like, he from Southside, like, you know how everybody do. But as it got older and older, I got a basketball image. Like,
Yeah. Well, how was the games like? Because, them games be packed, but you got people at the games, might be this side of the game, that side of the game. Is that something you have to worry about? You just felt like when you played basketball, I ain't worried about none of that stuff. I'm just playing basketball.
I'm just
I
playing
felt protected.
ball. Like, I mean, I see all my friends and stuff for the game, but I'm locked in on the court. Like,
so, all right, you're going into the 10th grade year, so you're playing AAU. What's that season like for you? Right before you start playing actual varsity for Laney your first year?
AAU.
Yeah.
Uh,
Could you say you playing up?
yeah, it was
What,
good.
who,
I
who
was
who made
playing.
that decision? Like, and how good were you had to been to have played up? Could you say you playing 17 under, but at 15 years old?
Yeah, I mean, I was doing really good. I say my role was how I felt like I was just taking care of the ball, good shots, playing good defense. Like I said, I try to go out the best player. And as going into my 10th grade year, that got me noticed uh, by Wichita. Earl Grant was at Wichita.
Mm-hmm.
So that got me noticed then because he was going to visit. I mean, he was going to check out one of the kids. I think it was like Florida Gold Coast. That's what the team was playing.
Gotcha.
And he was going to check out one of the guards that they had, but he couldn't get them going because I'm guarding them the whole game, full
Start
court.
locking them up.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I first started getting my buzz. He was like one of the first ones to recruit me
Okay.
on a big scale.
And so, you playing? Who you playing with? Like, what team you playing with this time?
Team True.
Team Truth. And then you said you playing with Dobie and them.
Yeah.
You ever play Reggie and them too or no?
No.
They were too much older than you.
Yeah.
Got you. All right. So you playing, and then you going back to Laney. So when your first year Laney, which is a sophomore year playing varsity, describe that year. What kind of year you had then?
My sophomore year, I had a good year. I was used to playing against really most of the competition because I was playing up here and there. So I had a good year. I think I probably averaged about 17, something like that. We lost in the region, so we didn't go to the playoff.
Okay, it was different back then.
Yeah.
Back then you had to actually win your region.
Yeah.
Now you can win one game and you kind of in the playoffs.
Yeah, so we didn't go to the playoffs my sophomore year. We didn't.
But what was like at Laney? Like, what was that vibe like? What was that? Because Laney got like a deep alumni.
Yeah.
So like, me talking to you now, I know that you didn't always have intentions to go to Laney.
Yeah.
But when you got there, how did you feel about it? Did they embrace you? Did you embrace that culture? Or
Yeah, everybody at Laney, like then when I got there and like till now, it just really majority of all them folks just all love. Like they love you if you went to Laney. Like you ain't had to really do nothing.
For real.
You ain't had to play no sport, but they just show everybody love.
So describe them games, because y'all played. You first started in that older gym.
Yeah.
So
I ain't never go to that new gym.
you never played in that?
Yeah, straight hot ball.
Oh damn! If I knew that, I would have interviewed there.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie to you, I would have did it there. So it's hot like this motherfucker. Ain't it? This shit hot as fuck. So what was that like? Like the playing that gym, because it was smaller, so you could pack it out more.
Yeah.
What was y'all games like? Were they packed out?
Yeah, them games. We had it, especially my junior year through senior year. Most of our games were sold out. So that crazy atmosphere, how people feel like Duke is.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it was for me in high school, like, because they going crazy, but they just ain't touching you.
Yeah. So what describe that feeling like of having them games where like y'all, you come behind wins, or a game where y'all just like, going on these crazy stretches with these runs, what the crowd atmosphere is like in that gym?
I feel like our crowd atmosphere was just always live. Like you got, even when no big players not going on, they live.
Yeah.
You got the old alumni. You got them walking around singing, "Let's go, Laney." Like, man, live. And if I get a dunk or Coco get a dunk, shit, like that roof about to come off in there.
Speaking of that, I'm glad you mentioned that. So you play with some pretty good players. So your sophomore year, you starting varsity. What position you playing in? Like who y'all starting five like around that time?
My sophomore year, I was on the wing. Me, Centrez Hall, Devon Bullock, Stone started. Can't think of he used to switch to the last one.
Gotcha.
He used to be mixed up here and there.
And so, with that team, like, what was your role in? Like, was it to score? Was it just defend? Score.
Yeah.
Would you prefer bringing the ball up or being on the wing?
It really ain't matter. Running the wing. Yeah, running the wing.
What's easier? You feel like you get more energy because the ball get brought up for you, or is it easier when you got to bring the ball up and you kind of go through the cup if you want to?
I mean, just getting a hit ahead and go. But as the game going crunch time, I'm playing point.
When y'all would play, you say your best friend played at Josie. When y'all played them, did you ever get to play against him at varsity level?
Yeah.
What was that like? Did y'all win? Y'all lost? You got the
We
best of you,
won.
got the best of him?
I don't think my 11th grade year, 11th, 12th grade, I don't think nobody around here beat us.
11, 12, come on now. Bro, stop it.
Nah,
Y'all lost to Butler, didn't y'all? Oh, I'm tripping.
No, we ain't lose the ball.
Y'all ain't lose?
No.
Yeah, I'm tripping. I don't know.
It was a tight game. It was a tight game, but we beat them.
You might have, yeah. It might have been. I remember being on TV. I remember that, like, back then they would have one game in a week, whatever. And it was a game I remember watching. I just don't remember who won. But I remember you and Chris was going at it.
We either beat Butler by like 1 or 2 that game. So we played Swainsboro, then we came back. We had to play Butler the next day at Butler.
Yeah, Springboro was good back then too.
Yeah.
Okay, so your 11th, 12th grade, y'all kind of ran through everybody here. And you mean the city, obviously. Y'all ain't lose no games. Okay, so at this time, like, what you thinking of yourself? Are you feeling like you the number one player? You feel like, you got something to prove? Like, what's that like for you as far as the approach of each game going your junior and senior year?
I really was just trying to get better. I really think my freshman year, that was when I felt like I just needed to just improve.
Yeah.
Because I was watching varsity. Who else? Tony Mitchell. Tony Mitchell was at Swainsboro.
Oh yeah,
He went to Alabama from Swainsboro.
He's the Duncan.
Yeah. So my freshman year, I seen him, dude, get the ball and just he going crazy. So I was just like, man, I got to step it up. So
at that point, could you dunk? Like when you started dunking?
I was ninth grade. I was dunking.
Okay, like just regular, off 2 feet, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you watching, this is a throwback question. As you watching them on 9th grade, are you feeling like I could be out there impacting the game?
Yeah.
You feel like you'd fit right in, just starting wise, you fit right in. Who was they point guard then, or who was they players then?
For
Laney. I know you said Dobie was out there, but who else? Was Dorian out there at the time?
Who?
Saab?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pee Wee playing.
Yeah.
Like Pee Wee, Dobie, Devon Bullock was still playing. Kwame, Bean, Nick Chester. It was
At this point, like in your career, between your 10th, 11th, 12th, do you feel like you had the respect of like your body of work that you were doing for how you played? Do you feel like when you went in the gym, like you had the respect there? One of them things was like, people like, we got Rod them tonight, I had to tighten up. Or you felt like people still felt like they could just, they felt confident enough to play y'all?
I really don't feel like no, they'll say it, but I don't feel like no team around here would just think they was going to beat us.
I can see that.
11th, 12th grade year, nah. Maybe 10th grade, yeah.
Y'all was real polished the 11th and 12th grade year.
Yeah.
But 12th grade, you had to change because y'all had got Rob T.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit. I supposed to interview him, but I don't know if he had the time. But I would love to ask him at some point. But he came from a Aquinas team where he was kind of like the man at that point. And they having to come and.
Yeah, I think when bro was at the Aquinas, he was averaging like 20.
It was him and CJ. They was like 1-2 option. They was like the 1-2, right? If I ain't mistaken.
Yeah.
But then he come to Laney and it's like, you there. So that's already one already taken away. But y'all got a team. Y'all kind of, y'all 11th grade year, y'all was good too. So y'all kind of a team ready. So he just was an addition to whatever y'all had going on. But I seen games where he didn't start and some game he was in there. From what you remember, was it hard to find a niche each having such a heavy roster? You had a lot of good players on that 12th grade team.
For him?
Just for anybody. We know you. We know you the number one options. That's a given. But I'm saying everybody, because y'all had Drez, if I'm mistaken, right? You had Jamie, if I'm mistaken. These also good options as well.
Yeah.
Then you got Rob T. Then you got your big mans. And you got the supporting cast players as well. So Moon, all these different players you got that can play.
Yeah, I think he came in, he fitted right in perfect. Another kid that can really score it, stretch it, he can shoot it. So they couldn't really double off or come off him like that.
Yeah.
So he fitted right in. He had it perfect to me. We really just needed a solid big man. And we don't really have too many of them big boys down there.
Yeah. It's just in general because
Yeah.
you can't play, because most people playing the road of a guard because when they go to the next level, they playing guard.
Yeah.
Unless you got somebody that's just 6'7", 6'8", well, 6'8", 6'9", which you get lucky, but you know how that go. All right, and so at what point, because you also had a good college career, so at what point during this year are you starting to get heavily recruited?
Like junior summer.
So okay, going into your junior year or junior going to your senior year?
going into junior year.
Okay. And what you think changed then? Like who was you playing with? What circle was you playing? Same truth or
Uh, I was playing with Team Truth. I did. I played with Southern Kings a little bit,
okay.
and I played with I did maybe like 2 tournaments with the Celtics, Atlanta Celtics.
So talk to me a little about that because I keep hearing that. Like, was it a thing? Like, it's certain teams that if you play for, you know you're getting good looks.
Yeah.
You mentioned the Celtics. I think Georgia Stars is one of the other ones, if I'm mistaken. So those are teams. Like, how did that work? Do you ask them? Do they ask you? They see you at a tournament. Like, how did that work to kind of get that kind of 2 weeks or them few tournaments you get to play with them?
They asked me. Some kind of way they got in contact with my dad, and we ended up going. I ended up going up there to practice and stuff. So
You mentioned your mom a good bit just with decision making. So what kind of role did your dad play as far as you coming up and going to different schools and stuff like that?
more so on the putting the ball in my hand and just showing me the fundamental part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I just want to skip past it because I feel like if I don't ask, it's kind of it's an important question to ask. Now you did say you said best friend. I keep hearing brother when I hear anything of Darnell.
Yeah,
I hear
yeah.
brother. So were y'all related or y'all just was friends?
now we friends.
Okay. All right. So y'all just was that close then.
Yeah.
That's what that means to me. Um, Now when he passes away, how did that affect you going into the next year of next few years of your life?
Uh, it it mostly affected that summer. We still had tournaments and all that this summer that we were
Yeah.
supposed to play in together. So it kind of affected my summer a little bit here and there.
I played together, even
Yeah,
in
yeah.
summer league.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we both played. We both played with Team True.
Got you.
Yeah, so it kind of affected my summer a little bit because we still had to play them games and stuff like that. But I say as far as when I got back in school, kind of just used it as motivation.
Yeah. Um, did at that point did your like I know parents gonna be parents. Like, did your mom give you any kind of talk or like you got to make better decisions or just kind of like stay out of certain areas? Not that you control anything that happened, but with her picking you, like choosing you to go to certain schools is because certain things they want to happen. Because anything can happen at any point. So like, what was that? What was those conversations like going forward? Being that you was blessed to not be in a certain situation.
Um, I mean, we really didn't have no conversation about it too deep. It just was more so sympathy,
Yeah, definitely.
and I'm still in that area, so it wasn't no you can never go there again or nothing like that. Like it just was, you know, you got to understand life really. Like
Yeah.
it really can happen.
Yeah.
Before that happened, like we was seeing shootouts and stuff like that, but you just weren't treating death like what it is.
Like it was real.
Yeah, like you just playing.
So you go into your junior and senior year. All right. So uh, when you think about your recruitment, what was it about Clemson that made you pick them? Like I'm gonna go here.
Uh, not too far from the house. You're gonna play the
Welcome
best
to the Warrior
competition,
Masters podcast.
and my recruiting coach. I still had the same coach from Wichita, ended up being at Clemson.
Ah, okay.
Earl Grant.
So that Wichita connection was the Clemson connection.
Yep.
Because he ended up switching.
So I ended up getting with him, and he just was real. Like, a lot of coaches sugarcoat a lot of stuff and try to dress it up and make it sound good, but I feel like he was one of the realest ones I talked to. And
When you went to you took a visit, a official visit there?
Yeah.
So when you took your visit there, like how did they pitch it to you? Like what they wanted from you?
it really wasn't no,
Or no guarantees and like that?
no. It wasn't no guarantees. It wasn't no layout. I was watching the workout. I watching individual workouts, and he just explained to me just like this how it's gonna be workouts and stuff like that, and we're gonna have them days where we into it, and he
Yeah.
just was all the way real about it.
And so I asked that question because I know I was talking to some players, and I don't know how you sum up your high school career or where you rank. But we do rankings, we do the clash and stuff like that. It's just conversation. Um, this is what the people say now. I don't know if you agree with it or not, but people they say that when you're ranking Laney players, basketball players, it's raw hard than anybody else.
Yeah.
That's just what they say. I don't know how true it is. I don't know how you feel about that. That's what they say. Um, Knowing that, uh, how would you describe your high school career, like in your own words?
I think I had a great high school career, football and basketball.
Yeah, I keep forgetting you play. That's not. I don't be knowing the football parts. I keep forgetting you have to play football.
Yeah, yeah.
So when ball season started, if y'all was in playoffs, what would you do? How would you pick what you playing?
For basketball,
Yeah.
basketball, we probably had football to end late. They might be in basketball tryout. They wasn't doing nothing yet. For
Okay.
real.
Well, you ain't got to try out, so it's fine. Yeah.
Nah.
Um. When you I asked about the high school career thing because, like, in high school, you was the scorer. You was the number one option. You facilitated the offense. Everything kind of went through you. Now, when you get to college, it's a different story, And I think that distinction, I don't know, was that hard to deal with? Like, going from you being the man at one of the pretty much the best alumni-driven school in the city, um, and then you go into another great school, Clemson, but you not being the one option. Did you struggle with anything with that, as far as like finding your role and finding your place or explaining why you only had 3 points this day or whatever the case may be?
I never had a problem with it because I just wanted to play. So I was even though I think some of those freshmen that came in with me was recruited higher than me, I was the first one really one of the first ones on the court
Mm,
because I don't play good defense, take care of the ball. Coach can trust me to be on the court.
yeah,
So I just was finding ways to get out there. So I really didn't. I played a good bit freshman year.
you did. But I guess from us here, us not knowing that process, like I know the process now is seeing somebody go through it, but I used to think the same thing. Like I'm just thinking about the games and thinking about what you see in the paper. So you're not what I see tangibly like on the floor, but if I'm seeing the paper, you dropping 26, 35, 46, here and here, and then I'm looking on ESPN.com like, damn, I only scored 6 points. I'm not thinking about the 6 points being the last 6 points down the stretch. You made 6 straight free throws, you got a steal, you know what I'm saying? Like, that 6 points is really like what won the game. I
Yeah.
ain't thinking about that. I'm just only seeing what I'm seeing. And so I was talking to Sean Mims, and he said that's one thing that he kind of struggled with, or he see players struggle with, is like, everybody the man in high school. So when you get recruited, you the man wherever you at.
Yeah.
But they not recruiting you to be the man here. You might got recruited strictly for your defense. So you already told me Wichita, they seen you lock somebody up, that they recruiting.
Yeah.
So from there, he started looking at you. So off the rip, he never think about your offense. It's just the fact that you lock somebody up.
And I like a lot of coaches looking for different things. Like they might want this player. She's a shooter. I feel like they looked at me as a defender and a point guard to handle the ball. That's how it was rolled up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when you went to that school, was it any excitement with playing with the ACC, or did you care about that at the time, like where you played, like or as long as it was free, you ain't care?
I really didn't care. It was nice to see all of it because it wasn't something I just seen really when I was growing up. I ain't even just think of it.
Yeah, yeah.
It ain't something I really seen for real.
So what was your dream school like? I know because as you playing now, and I ain't never been on that level as you. Like you playing now, you are the man in the city. Like the city is yours. Certain players you could talk to where the city was theirs, like on the basketball tip. So wherever you walking at, like at the time you had dreads, of course, so you was more distinctive. But even but they can't see this, of course. But we in Richmond right now, even when you walked in here, it's like everybody just kind of stopped. You probably didn't feel it, but I can see it. Everybody just stopped. They doing, oh shit, that's Raw Hall. You probably ain't played basketball, I don't know how long. But because they know you and they respect you and they seen what you did, like everybody just stopped to come give you a foul and talk the rod. When you go in these places in your prime and you playing, it's probably that times 20. You probably can't go into the gym without everybody coming and saying something to you, or go in your own gym without everybody talking something saying something to you. So as you walking and you're doing these things as far as like, being a man, what dream school did you have in mind for yourself and to kind of match your game?
I would probably say it wasn't my dream school. I would just say Georgia. I just thought I would maybe go to Georgia. Georgia
UGA.
War.
Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah.
You a Bulldog fan?
For football.
All right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, that's that. I seen worse fans. It's worse. It's worse fans. It's cool. Okay. So you thought you would go to Georgia. That's a good question for you. So when you was getting recruited and stuff, was it ever a moment when you was like, I want to get recruited, I want to do both. I want to play football and basketball. And some players have done that. I think like Charlie Ward did it at FSU, if I'm mistaken. That's the biggest one I can think about who did both.
It wasn't no school that I was saying I would go there and do it, but I felt like, I ain't gonna say I felt like, I should have did it at Clemson.
Did you ever ask?
And he used to ask me sometimes.
Why you didn't do it? What made you not do it?
I mean, I really didn't know. Like, it just was gonna be a whole lot. Like, school already was a whole lot then, and you got basketball. Like, I just didn't know how to go about it for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is on a tangent because I know you're talking more sports, but I try to ask anything I can ask. But you went to Clemson, which is I don't know if anybody know, but academically it's a really good school too.
Yeah.
And they're coming from Richmond County, where everybody have their own ups and downs. Whether you get prepared, do you feel like you prepared at Clemson for that kind of schoolwork? Because I know that schoolwork is kind of like strenuous.
When I was at Laney.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was prepared because even just growing up, my mom used to make sure I was just on my stuff.
Well, you say it's AB student, AB honor roll, so
Yeah.
I gotta fact check that though, but
Yeah.
I don't know. You said Kyle was lying, but I feel like he was very. He made me believe him. I know that. I'm saying he made me believe him. I don't know, but
Rod ain't no dumbass.
No, I don't think you do. No, I don't think you do.
Yeah, I know my book work, man. Like I paid attention. Even if I'm goofing off in class, I'm gonna pay attention to know what's going on.
Yeah. So you said the work at Clemson wasn't really hard at all. It wasn't hard enough.
It's more so,
both.
To me, it's more so busy work and just staying on top of your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I've really seen it.
I think anywhere you play sports, so it's probably a little. To me, it's a little harder for athletes too, because as a person that just going to a school, I can just kill the rest of my day off and just study.
Yeah.
You got time blocks, but you can't even do that.
Yeah.
Like you here for one. You really here for a reason, you know. I know it sounds fucked up saying you're here for one reason only, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's first. Your grades is something you got to take care of. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing we got to do.
But they was good with it because we had them athletic advisors that was real good to help us stay on top of it.
Yeah.
So we go in there barely about every day. You kind of pass after our class. You kind of pass the athletic study hall because it's like in the middle of campus.
You mentioned you was like, one reason you chose Clemson is because it was close to home as well. So how often did you come home? Did you come home during this time?
I came home a good bit on the weekends. I catch some weekends here.
Did your mom say, you can stay at school, it's fine?
She used to want me down here like that. She tried to keep me away.
Yeah. And it's funny, it's all the same thing. I talked to Kyle, and he was like, if I could do it over again, I wouldn't go to Georgia Southern. I'd go to Winthrop because it's just so close to home. That we're like, I'm here. Any chance I can get to come home, I'm coming home.
But Georgia Southern's close.
No, that's what he's saying. He said he would have chose Winthrop over Georgia Southern. Even though Winthrop is close too, technically speaking. Ain't that much further.
Nah, too far.
But 2.5 hours and 1 hour, I can see that. So did that have any downfalls to you, like as far as coming home, or you felt like even your career at Clemson was still good, so did you feel like that affected you at all coming home, or you was good?
No, I don't think it affected me. When I came home, I was right back, so I don't feel like it affect me at all for real.
Talk about some of the players you play with, because some people, a person from that Clemson team was in the NBA, if I'm mistaken, right?
KJ, yeah.
KJ McDaniels, yeah. What was it like playing with him?
It was good. He was a real good athlete. You throw it up anyway, he gonna go get it. Yeah, he was good, and he was my roommate, so we was close.
So did y'all came to Clemson together?
Yeah. He was the same class as me.
Ah, okay.
It was 5 of us came in at the same time.
I'm just curious. I don't know if you know, because I know back in your era, it didn't matter. You just kind of played. But did you know anything about any rankings that you were or weren't on? Like as far as where you ranked in the state, where you ranked in nationally, or anything like that? Like
no.
coming out of high school?
I I never paid attention to
I
it.
know you're number one out here, but I'm talking about,
Yeah.
just in Georgia. No, they ain't had that back then.
They had it, but I never looked at it. So
Got you.
they had it though. It was around.
I asked that because you said that, a lot of the freshmen that came in with you, recruiter higher than you, but you hit the floor before them.
Yeah.
Is he included in that, KJ?
Yeah, I used to be out there more than him freshman year too.
Okay. So talk about like that, because I mean, he had to work on his game to get better at some point. Y'all roommates, so like, how hard are y'all actually working? Because I want kids that's watching it, because I don't know if you know, but everybody that go to Laney kind of superstar. It's a few of y'all. Definitely you and Zep for sure.
Yeah.
I think people see y'all want to take pictures with y'all. Talk about like the work you got to put in college. Like high school's hard enough, somewhat, but in college, if I'm not mistaken, you got like sometimes 3 practices a day, meal plans, certain things you can and can't eat, weight journeys and stuff like that. So like, talk about the hard work and the hard practices at Clemson that you had to endure.
From high school to Clemson, practice was cakewalk. Like as far as like when you're doing that conditioning, strength and conditioning and all that, like we ain't doing all that. It was that was a shock to me my freshman year. Getting up 6 a.m., got weights, you got conditioning, then you got class, then you coming back to work out. Like it was different, man. Especially that conditioning, man.
Yeah.
That was hell. Like I wanted to quit freshman year conditioning.
And you an athlete. You playing. You a dual sport athlete.
Yeah.
And even then, you like
that ladder almost crushed me. That shit almost crushed me.
So what kind of player were you? I think that's one thing I think a lot of people say about you. It's like, damn, the statistics, the athleticism, just the kind of player you were. They say you was real coachable. Like, so what you think your Clemson coach would say about you as far as like how coachable you were and what kind of attitude you had on the court and in practice?
He'd say I'm probably one of the hardest working and toughest players he's done coached. One of his favorite players.
When you went to the school, did you have? I know you went there and played defense and stuff like that. Was there ever a part of you like, I want to score, like I want to score, or do you just
when it was a lot of time where I get the ball in my hand and we 1-on-1 and go score or out the pick and roll. So I really didn't have no complaints or just about me. Like I need to go score or I just need to score more. Like I ain't had no complaints with the coaching staff because they ain't had no problem with shots I would shoot or anything like that. So it really wasn't no problem.
I felt bad because y'all had played Duke one time, and I'm a big Duke fan. I know you're like Rod from here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, but man, he should have went to Duke. I don't know what to tell him, but then you had a good game though. Yeah, and I ate my words and stuff. But like, talk about playing in the ACC. Like, what's that environment like playing in those games? Because damn near every school got like a amazing crowd.
Yeah,
I mean, Duke probably got one of the best ones. UNC, Clemson got a good one too. So like, talk about playing in those arenas and those games where it's packed out and everybody in that building is against y'all.
You just got to come with it. I used to ignore them anyway. So I ain't gonna talk back and forth to you because I already know you ain't gonna touch me or nothing like that. So I'm just here for the game. So all the extra stuff they talking, I wasn't worrying about it. I just come out there because you got to guard somebody good every night.
Yeah,
I'm guarding the best player on each team. So that was my main focus.
What about in college? I know you said in high school. This is your words now. I make sure I write stuff down. Your words. You said in high school, like it was nobody had a good night on you per se. Like you was like, you locking down. What about in college? Is it the same thing? Was there anybody in college that was like, this nigga just nice? I couldn't do nothing with it. I tried, make it hard for him, but
I don't think so. Really, nobody was. I'll tell you the truth. Nobody was just size me up to 1-on-1. I'm just go get a basket.
Yeah, okay.
So most of the times when I'm guarding the best player, but they trying to get me off all kind of screen.
Got you. And you played 4 years at Clemson. So
yes.
when you came out?
15.
You played against Austin Rivers?
Yep.
What was that like? You had to guard him though. He probably taller than you. Had to guard him. Right?
I guarded him some.
Locked him up.
I don't think he really. Yeah. That was a sold out game when they was there.
Yeah.
Him. I think Jabari Park was on that team too.
Sure was. God damn. Yeah. Jesus. And so in college, what was your best game in college? What you feel like? And then why? Like, what about it was the best game for you? If you got more than one, that's fine.
One of my favorite games was beating your team at home. So that was one of my favorite
I was
games.
blown. I was so blown.
I would say probably maybe like Arkansas. That was a good game,
Yeah, good
good
team too.
environment.
Definitely a good team too. What
That was
about?
Bobby Porter's now. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Damn. You played against some good people then, and
Yeah.
during your time. And then the ACC, it's like kind of the best of the best. To me, that's always that's the best basketball conference in my opinion because
Yeah.
you got Duke, you got UNC, you got, if I ain't mistaken, Notre Dame or Pittsburgh, one of them.
Both of 'em.
Miami, FAU. I mean, Florida State University, if I'm mistaken. Or am I tripping? It's one of them Florida schools. I don't know. North Carolina, Clemson. But now they got like Cal. It's like they added more to it now
Yeah.
lately. So, but
Then
when y'all play,
they added they recently just added Dunn School, right?
yeah, Cal. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I'm like, how that work? Because they in California. Like, how they gonna be coming out here playing? Like, but they made it work though. They made it work somehow, somewhere. They ain't do good though. But I was mad. I'm like, damn, why they could do that when Don was there? You know what I'm saying? I'd rather Don have play against Duke.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing I said. My first time watching you specifically was when y'all played Butler. So every time I watch you be the team that I'm going for. So, hats off to you, I guess. But yeah, I played Butler at Butler, the old gym before the new gym was, I think, built. If I'm mistaken, I don't know. It was somewhere. I think they had Jeffrey Archie at the time, and I think Ron was there. But y'all won. And then the next time I seen you play, like it was on TV again. It was Duke.
Yeah.
Y'all won. So yeah, talk about like during your college career, because I assume playing in high school, you had dreams of going to the league. Just assuming. At what point in your life, if at ever, during college, you like, okay, well, I ain't going to the NBA. And I ask everybody that question because I just want to know, like, at what point do it hit you? Like, reality, like, okay, I probably ain't going to the league.
How about senior year? But it wasn't like no big thing in my mind. Like, I don't know how to explain it to you. Like, I don't know. It's like I wasn't. While I was in college, like I wasn't even thinking about, oh, this is where I'm going next.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just enjoying my college experience, just going through that. But I would say like senior year though. But I still had a chance to play pro ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pro, definitely. Because and you can make good money still overseas or in any kind of league. But I said the league just because also you play with a guy who went to the league, if I'm mistaken, right?
Yeah.
And even that, I mean, I'm not nothing against him because I liked him in the league. I don't know, he played for Rockets, if I'm mistaken?
He played for the Sixers, then he went to the Rockets.
That's what it was, yeah. I liked him. I only watched y'all because it was you, but I liked him playing. I said, he's pretty nice. But you start to realize, like, that's when size and stuff, like, kind of do matter, like, what kind of size guard you are. Like, if you 5'11", you probably you could be dropping 30 a game. They ain't picking you. That's just how it go. I don't know why, but you had a guy from Cleveland State a couple years ago. He having like 33 a game. D1, ain't get drafted. Too short. Just how it goes. But then you start to, at that time, you talking to your coaches, you getting mature in the game, but you realize all the politics in the game. So you start realizing, okay, well, I might not make it. So did you have a plan? What was your plan? Like, okay, after college, I'm gonna do this. So your senior year, you're not no, but you feel like it's a chance you're not gonna get drafted. So what's your plans from there? Besides trying to win the championship that year.
I really didn't have it planned out. After we finished playing, I ended up doing football.
I do remember that, yeah.
Yeah. So I ended up having a pro day with NFL teams. I probably had about 6, 7 teams. I did a pro day in Clemson training facility. So that kind of pushed me to go play football for a year, just to see how it would work out.
How about that for you?
I mean, it was an experience. I don't feel like the school I went to, I don't feel like I should have went to that school.
For football?
Yeah. Just because they kind of already had, you can already tell they kind of had a mind made up.
And it's Clemson. Yeah, it's Clemson, so that's a football school for real, too.
No, but I left there to go play at UNI. It went at Clemson.
Oh, what was the UNI? What area?
Northern Iowa.
Yes. I remember that. 'Cause I think Chad had made a column about you about that. So I do remember that. And so when you went and played there, you said they kind of had their thing ready. So what was next for you after that?
Just trying to figure it out. I was really just trying to figure out what I was going to do next.
So a player like you, like, of your caliber too, and I'm curious 'cause I've seen it in my own home, but, like, once that's done, the ball stop bouncing, so to speak. I only saying that because it don't seem like you pursue that anymore.
Yeah.
Um, what you do? Like, what you did? You go get a job? Or you just, like, you chill the crib? Like, what you doing now from that?
I mean, I was helping out with the kids, so a little training here and there, and just figuring it out.
So, after Clemson, before I get into the ending of the Clemson though, like, y'all had a good run your last year, if I ain't mistaken. Your senior year.
Yeah.
How far did y'all go your
We
senior
did.
year?
We didn't go to the tournament. We went NIT,
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
we lost in Final Four to NIT.
What was that like? Your last game, how you felt?
I was disappointed it didn't go how I wanted it to. But man, like I said, it was a great experience. My last game was in Madison Square Garden.
Oh, that's dope. Shout out to you.
Yeah, it was a great experience. Like, I had a good game, played good. My family was there, and so yeah, it was a great experience to me, man.
When you speak of college in the way a lot of people can't speak about college, it seems like you had a good time at college. How much of that you think is attributed to you picking the right school to go to?
Um, I really think it was everything for real, and just embraced it. I ain't run away from the work. Nowadays you can, if anything you feel like anything wrong, you can go to another school and
Yeah.
you'll be all right.
Yeah, I just
But
seen.
the area I was in, that transfer portal wasn't like that. Like, you gonna sit out a year
Yeah, yeah.
or whatever and have to work it out.
I just seen a post today. It was a meme, but it's true meme. It's a player who's leaving a school now, but he went to 4 different high schools. It's gonna be his fourth different college. I mean, at some point, you're the problem. Like, you just can't keep transfer. That's insane to transfer every year. Is crazy. Now, in high school, I don't know if it was like more so just to get better. That's
Yeah.
different kind of transferring. But in college, it's not like it's not very seldom to just transfer on a film like that.
But them boys, my recruiting class ended up leaving. Well, KJ, he ended up going to the league, but the other three, they transferred.
Did they have success where they went?
Um, I know TJ, he kind of did at Murray State. I think they went to the tournament.
Okay, yeah,
So
Murray
he
State though,
did.
yeah.
Yeah.
When you think about the transfer though, like what's some things from what you saw in your own two eyes, and just from your own feelings that makes a player want to transfer? And you mentioned not run away from the work.
Yeah.
Um, that's one reason. But like, what about like the coaches, like their verbiage, how they talk? Because everybody can't say that either.
I mean, you gonna get that. Like, you gonna get some coaches who just on you, just cussing you out. It might not. Well, I ain't ran into no coach who just like disrespectfully cussing anybody out, but they let you know.
What
Just
about
like,
Levi?
oh, that nigga, that was different.
I say Levi different.
Kicked us out the gym.
Levi is different, bro.
Before I get out of his shit, like, he kicked us out. Right? But like, as in college, they gonna get on you. Like, they gonna challenge you the best they can to just see if you gonna break. And I feel like that's a lot of things that's going on now. Like, them coaches challenging you, and a lot of kids ain't as good as they think they is.
Mm.
And they just being babies too much.
Yeah.
They learn, and when they get to college, it's be different.
So think about that from your aspect, like during your time, because like I said, you were a player who could have been because of your talent. You could have been baby. It don't seem like you were, but middle school, high school, did you feel like you got star treatment? Did you feel like you got that from your coaches, or you feel like you was just coached just like everybody else?
I was coached like everybody else. Like, my coach first started with Chris and Carlos Carter, Chris Stallings and Carlos Carter from Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
Like, they treated us all the same. Hold you accountable. Just making sure you do what you're supposed to. Middle school, I still had Carlos Carter a little bit. He was having Levi. And you already know how Levi was.
Yeah.
Like, so I feel like the coaches I had was great.
Yeah.
Even when I got to high school, freshman year, my coach who started me, Carlos Carter, he was at Laney. He's helping out at Laney. When I got to varsity, we had my sophomore year we had Durham, and then junior and senior year we had Hunter and Buck. Buck Harris came back. He was a college coach.
Yeah, yeah. What was
So
that like? Working, playing under Buck, you know?
it was great because what he's talking about. Like he's great with the X and O's. He tell you the game. He tell you what he sees. He's a great asset.
See, that's dope. I think even with your career, like you had it better than a lot of players in a sense. And I think people look at you and they probably look at star player, whatever, you know, and they put you in the forefront. But you had some rough coaches that knew their stuff, but they also taught y'all the game. It
Yeah.
wasn't just like they put you out there and say, oh, you the best, so make mistake. No, they're gonna coach you. I know Buck work, I know Levi work. So I can imagine just from 7th to 12th grade, it wasn't like no cakewalk for like on the coaching aspect of what they expected of you.
Yeah. Like they just, I say, middle from playing with Carlos Carter and Chris, that already kind of molded me on everything I really needed to do.
If you don't mind, talk about them a little minute. 'Cause I know I kind of brushed past them a little bit, but talk about them and then the impact they had on you even as a younger from coming from Boys and Girls Club. You said right?
Yeah.
Yes. Talk about them a little bit.
Just great father figures, man. A lot of kids I grew up around with, they family, we really didn't have fathers around too much. So they was in that space, just raising up trying to be men.
Yeah.
And we see them every day from basketball to football. They was our coaches. And they really they still in my life to this day.
That's dope.
Like if I call them, they gonna pick up the phone. If I need anything, they gonna answer.
So now David just walked in. Like I want some change late. No big deal though. You know what I'm saying? You can't. Them Glen Hill niggas are different, bro. I'm telling you. Them Glen Hill do what they want to do, man. I don't get it. But because I want to ask some class questions. If you got questions, you can ask with the microphone on now. You play in the class? You don't play in the class, do you?
I play in what?
The class. Like, do you play in the class?
I played one.
Why you don't play? Like, I think people want to see you. What make you not play? I know you still got it.
It really just more so I've been busy when they come around. I be doing football too. So our football games mostly like was on Saturday. So I be tied up.
You got a game next Saturday? Or the game next Saturday?
I might be free next Saturday.
You could play. Laney taking it serious this year, so I don't know. You gotta get with the young guys, see if they want you to play.
Yeah, but I might can work that out. But I always hate all-star games. You know how folks get out there and just doing crazy shit they ain't been doing. I always been one of the ones that hate all-star games and stuff. So that kind of play a part in it too. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's funny. That's funny. It's funny because when you watch it, sometimes you see that. And I think when I talked to George and Charlie, they mentioned something. I think when Charlie's mentioned something that was real good. He was like, reason why Richmond's been successful the last 2 years because everybody know their role. And I think what he's saying is kind of the same thing. Like, somebody get out there and just thinking they're just gonna go off. It's like, bro, you got mad niggas on the bench that could on the court that can do this right now. We need you to play defense. We need you to just stay in the corner and shoot the three.
Man,
why are you bringing the ball up? Like,
I had a good ass class that year too. Like, I ain't had played in a while, shooting good shots, making good shots. Now they throwing up bullshit, going away from it. What y'all doing? It was fun though, man. I'm gonna get into it.
And I don't know how active you are on social media. I don't see you on Facebook, so I really don't know. But David started a lot of trouble every year when he started making these lists and stuff. And I think so you can blame David because I think when he made these lists, people come out there like,
yeah, man, like shit.
Niggas be like, Raw Hall #1. I'm about to show you.
He part of the blame. Like he be talking crazy. He got these folks working out every day. They don't want to goddamn let nobody else get no shots in.
And then you got players. You got different kind of players. You got some players who know their history, like you mentioned. Well, you wasn't here when he was talking, but he was like how, believe it or not, he wanted to go to Josie all his life. So shout out, I'm crapping for the Eagles real quick. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to go to Josie. It's a real man right here. You know what I'm saying? It's a real man. But he was talking about when I asked him what some players he looked up to and watched, he mentioned the Dominique Archie team. And I think that's something that you don't see with a lot of players now. They don't, not saying they don't respect it, but they want to be so much better than the people that were before them that they can't respect them. Like I need to show him that I'm who I am. But y'all from different eras, it's fine. We can all just mesh. You know what I'm saying? They can't nothing from that day of the class. Not taken from the class at all. Nothing in the class is gonna take away from your history.
Yeah.
You could score 100 in a class. Whatever I did from 2010 to 2014 is what I still did. That's not going nowhere. So you can score 100 in the class you want to. I'm still gonna be that guy from them 4 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think I want people to realize that it's for fun and to do your thing. But if you on the floor and David say something on the microphone so you know you're here real quick, just say, hey.
Hey,
Okay, thank you. Cause he just laughing at me. I don't know. But I was gonna say, like, if I come to the class and they say, man, they get the list out tomorrow, it's deadline tomorrow, right? Sure?
yeah,
All right. For Glen Hills too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you making sure. But you know, the deadline tomorrow, and then you want a roster. I'm coming to watch. I'm coming to watch you play because I ain't seen Rahal play in a long time. I ain't trying to see the person that just graduated 2 years ago scoring 30. I don't want to see that. I want to see the person that I want to watch, you know, from a long time ago, because that's what it's for. It's almost like homecoming, but just in the basketball sense.
Yeah.
You got any questions, David?
where y'all at? So
Nah, we talked. We had a good conversation. Dan he talked about his upbringing, you know, just Richmond, going. You know he came to Richmond. You know he came to Richmond first.
Mm.
2 weeks.
oh wow,
Yeah, he spent 2 weeks at Richmond. I don't know what he had going on, man. He said he had a bad couple of months, so he wanted to come to Richmond for some reason.
I did. You might have covered this already, but I know how everybody talk about you with football. Was it a hard choice to really say I want to play basketball instead in college?
Nah, it really wasn't because nobody was pushing me to play football. I didn't have nobody saying, well, I say one of my assistant coaches, like he probably the only one who used to do little stuff with me football, take me to Georgia Tech camp, stuff like that. He was the only one. But outside of that, I feel like everybody mostly was pushing basketball, and that's mostly what I did. Even in the summer, like, just basketball. Outside of football, I wasn't doing no football workout or training.
Which is crazy because, like, back then, like, you always heard a rumbling, like, people saw how great you were in basketball. Everybody at the game would be like, you should see him on the football field. Like, they would always say that. So,
Yeah, like,
I just always wonder, like, was it even a hard choice?
I feel like I just ain't had nobody really just on my ass about you need to play football, you need to play football. Like, cause maybe it just would have been different. I feel like I would have had a good chance if I would have just stayed football.
Yeah. Because, you know, they always say you're more likely to go NFL than NBA, so I ain't know.
Yeah.
Was that something that was, like, in the back of your mind after the fact?
I ain't had nobody pushing that part, like you just said.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't had nobody doing all that. And I feel like it would have been easier, though. I have, even the Georgia Tech coach, he'll hit me up every few years. Like, I've been out of college almost 10 years. You still talking about I should have played football at Georgia Tech.
How much different? Because I know he mentioned he wanted to go to Laney, but he went to Josie. How much different do you think your career would have been if you went to Josie? Or better or worse? I don't know. What you think?
I think we probably would have won a state championship at Josie.
What you think, David?
You would have won it at Joseph?
Yeah. Because Levi was a coach too. He ended up being a local coach for Josie around that time, right? If I'm mistaken. So I mean, that was a Murphy coach too, Levi.
Yeah.
So
I feel like because every piece we really had at Laney, we would have been had at Josie.
describe like your I got a few more questions, but describe like your relationship with your coach. I know you talk about Levi, how he coached, but describe your relationship, like even after middle school. Did y'all still speak? Did he ever give you game or any pointers, anything like that? Come to your games, watch you?
He most didn't give me. He gave me pointers leaving, but as far as like, I think he ended up going out overseas.
Yeah.
After we finished, like my 9th grade year, he went overseas. But I still talk to him, run into him here and there. Still talk to him, but he gave me just really pretty much the same advice when I was playing for him. Just don't take it for granted and go hard as you can.
So I don't know if you know anybody from Laney, like you know, but how well versed are you of people that came before you, like that played for the school that obviously was just like you, like a dog on a basketball court.
Just knowing about them playing.
Yeah.
Maybe like Drico and Day era.
Day, yeah.
Yeah, that probably was like the Laney team I seen before any older guy. Like I told you, I went on that side. I was Josie games, stuff like that, so I really wasn't seeing them too much.
Now I made mention of it a few times, David. You can kind of chime in on this because this is your lane right here. When it comes to like you know, playing for them, like where you think you rank at as far as like players that came through Laney?
Well, I think I'm ranked that.
Yeah.
I'm at the top.
Yo, he be talking this shit all podcast. I swear to
I'm at
God.
the top.
I can't make it up. I promise you, bro.
Yeah, I'm at the top, man. Like it's some dogs that came through there.
Yeah.
Definitely some dogs that came through there from what I seen, but I feel like I'm at the top. I feel like I made a difference just being there, and I don't feel like none of them could have did nothing with me if I wasn't there.
One thing I will say about him saying that, and you let me know if I'm wrong, I don't see anybody ever really debating his position, his spot when we make them Laney lists. Like, not that they matter, but I'm just talking for us. Like, he always number one, but I never seen anybody say Rod shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
I need to be number one, or let's move Rod one back and put the guy from the '70s that did whatever in that spot. I never see that. It's like it's like that's the only list I see where nobody debates. Probably the only school around here is Laney and it's Rod. Everything else I feel like people debate 24/7. But you're the only one. I feel like I never seen anybody say, why is Rod number one in so many words?
Who would you say the best from Josie?
From Josie?
Yeah.
Shit. That's damn. God damn. Cause you got, I know, right? Cause you got Tony Mitchell. You got Tony Mitchell who was nice. And you got Dominique Archie who was nice. I do like PJ too. He was nice. I mean, I don't know if I put him up there with Tony Mitchell. I don't know. I probably couldn't do that.
See, I ain't never get to catch Tony at
me neither. But
I seen some of his highlights, so I used to see how he played.
That'd be enough for me though.
Yeah. So Tony
and I feel like back then everybody looked grown.
Yeah.
Not saying y'all was small, but
I'm telling you who highlights I seen who was a man over there. I think Dominique at the top. Tyrone was at the top.
That's what Mitchell said too. Yeah.
I seen some of his highlights and stuff too. He was a man.
Yeah, I say he more of a jumper too. Like he can jump, which I'm pretty sure that helped with the athletic side of things. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm biased. If I say something, I'm saying Tony Mitchell just because I interviewed him too. Now somebody come on the podcast and give me some good stories, then I go from there. But he also gave everybody his flowers. Most people that at his position wouldn't do that. They just talk about themselves. I feel like David tell you, he went through stories and stories and stories of like giving everybody credit.
Yeah, see, I didn't get to catch him. I more so caught him at, well, not even watching, just his work ethic.
Yeah.
Because he was in overseas, and when I was playing AU, so the team I was on, we might get him from Atlanta or something like that. But I used to see him work out, how he shoot, just how he approached it. So I can only imagine like when he was younger, just out there.
What about from your era? What's some other? Because if you're the best in your era, like your class, who are some people that was like nice, the next to be nice in your class?
My class, got Rob T, CJ Washington, Ron was a good point guard. Terry Meyer.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
God. Dunn, them over here with the team they had.
Richmond.
Ralston was pretty good.
Ralston, yeah. He went to Josie too.
Yeah.
They gotta keep saying that. Started out in Josie.
I think.
Y'all played Richmond?
Yeah.
You played in this gym?
Yeah, my sophomore year.
What was that like playing in this gym? Like describe that game. Y'all lost?
Yeah.
Oh shit, Rod, come on.
They had an answer for the big man. They had Detroit then.
Yeah, all roads lead to Detroit. He seemed like he was a problem.
Yeah,
I never watched that team before.
Big body, and you ain't moving him. He catch a finish. Yeah, but he was the only problem we had. Like we couldn't do nothing with him.
Now you had Nobles too though.
Huh?
T.O. Rod a funny guy. Y'all gotta chill.
Look,
and David managed Nobles. I don't know if you know that.
That's my boy. He already know when I got in here, I was gonna kill them. That was my introduction to varsity.
Oh yeah, because you ain't play.
I ain't get to play freshman year.
So you get everybody hell 10th grade year just because you had to play JV in 9th grade year.
First game, I gave David team 30, and I gave them 20 the second night.
What was in the tournament? The 100 tournament?
Yeah, the Thanksgiving tournament.
God damn, everybody go off of that shit.
My first varsity game.
Oh boy, that's funny. I do got a question I always ask myself, and I'm gonna end it here, but like, how you felt when you done your high school career, you do what you do, right, and then Laney win the next year when you're not there?
I was happy. I went to the game. I was happy for him. Most of them played with me.
Yeah.
And then my little brother, we had to go watch him play. So I was happy for them boys winning.
That's what's up, bro. Definitely, I definitely think if you when you watch it back, it's funny. He's funny in the way like he won't. He was just popping this shit. Like you could tell he don't do interviews a lot. He was just saying like, "Nah, me, I'm the best. Yeah, I'm the best." Like it was a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? So, but not cockiness, just like me answering the question.
Oh no, I love it. That's why we talked about you Friday with memes, and you don't talk a lot, so
Yeah.
Yeah, this is probably the most I ever seen him talk. Even when he did the Dansby one, like it was more Q&A. It wasn't like a lot of storytelling. Like you ain't just go in depth. You know?
That's really basically all that one was.
Yeah, Q&A.
I never been a big talker. Like I have a conversation with you and we can talk, but me just coming out and just being talkative, nah.
Man, you missed it, man. Like I feel like after I said when you and I wonder how y'all rank players just from here overall in all classes where he would rank on that because it was like players in here. I started to call you and tell them don't come because it was mad players here. I didn't know what was going on, but she ended up kicking them out. But when he walked in here, like everybody just stopped. They ain't just stop like for real, but like you could tell everybody like, oh shit, what you doing here? You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like they wouldn't get up the court until he came in. Oh yeah, let's get off. Rod got an interview next. You know what I'm saying?
So you the GOAT, man.
Nah, for real.
You a GOAT.
All them boys, man. They just love. It's just love. That's all that is. Most of them I done played against or watched. We just show each other love. It's just respect.
I want to ask you some class questions. If you got any that to throw in, ask. We got like 4 more minutes left. But out of all the teams you've seen, not Laney, but like the teams you've seen, whether it be the 08 Glen Hills team, the 08 Josie team, teams before you or after you, teams before you as you played, what one of your favorite teams to watch?
That Josie team I was telling you about.
With Dominique Archie,
all them. And Glen Hills team. Reggie, Jarrell, Chris, that team.
I'm glad you said that.
I think them two are the best teams come through.
You think they could have beat your team? Yeah. Jarrell gonna let that answer. He gonna let that answer because they struggle with that too. They struggle with what team would have beat what team.
Yeah.
So you think the best 2 teams that come out of Augusta is the Dominique Archie and the Joe and the
like
Eagles?
Real full. We had a real good team. Like, we had a real good team. Don't like taking that from them, but they got the big man on to the point. Like they ain't really missing no piece. Then they got the players they got coming off the bench. It really ain't nothing gonna be like nothing missing.
Yeah. He also said nobody in the city ever had a good night on him. Like he said, nah, he locking everything down. Cause remember, you wasn't there. I don't know if you watched it. I ain't sending it to you. I'm tripping. But Kyle it's a clip I'm putting out today and tonight on my own story. And Kyle was saying like, he said it's a Levi story. He say, Levi, y'all playing y'all senior. Y'all beat him first. The first time they played you one. He said he had a bad game in that game at Josie. Y'all beat him. The next time I played, it was y'all senior night at Laney. He said, Levi comes in and say, look, Kyle, you were playing in 1 night. He said, I've been playing in 3 and 4 all season. What were you doing here? But that's Levi. You know how Levi is. Last minute switch up. He said, all right, cool. He said, get the ball in the wing. He said, Raw all on him. It's too strong for him. He on him. He fast. He quicker. He said, he just held it. He just throw it up. Bottom of the net. He said, Rod done pushed him to the stands. Nigga went to the stands and everything. Came down again. Yeah. He said, y'all exchanged 3, not you, but he said, you and Lane exchanged 3, but he said that was his night. He said, next year, City mine, bro. It was on Raw Hall. I'm just throwing it out there. That's what he said.
I remember that. I told you, I'm gonna recall. I'm gonna let him have that. I'm gonna let him have that a little bit.
And he was like, that's how the lying ass jokes niggas be. But I'm gonna put that in my story now. But Kyle's was good too. But he did say that. But everybody, young, old, that they always, you probably the one out of all the classes that get a lot of respect. Even like you think about Dominique Archie, there's always people that kind of put at risk to him for whatever reason. I just don't see it with you. Like that's the only. And if I'm wrong with, let me know if I'm wrong by saying that. But I feel like he's the one person that people don't really try to debate with. So whatever you portray in the court and off the court, it was enough for people to feel like whatever ranking they give you, that's what it is. Yeah. I don't see anybody debate you at all ever.
But it's crazy when you talk about your defense. I didn't mean to cut you off, but my homeboy who trained, Reggie Cummins, like this was when you was in high school, everybody said it was like a Raw Hall closeout. Like you always went out there with your hand out no matter, like you never took a play off from doing that. If somebody was shooting a jumper, you was going up with your hand. So when he would train like defense, he would call that like the Raw Hall closeout, which is crazy. Like you was in high school, you weren't even in college yet, and they were training kids to do that just because they saw you do it like throughout your whole high school. That's crazy. Like that's a testament to you, like who you are.
Yeah.
Like you never let anybody who shot anybody who it was.
Yeah, that's crazy though. Close out, ride hard, close out. That's crazy though.
And it was more about being disciplined because you didn't jump, but you went out there with a hard hand up. And so they would teach that in training.
You got to catch this group of kids I've been coaching, man. I pretty much got them on the same thing. Like they play real hard.
Coaching basketball?
Coach together. We got a group of fifth graders. They play hard.
Who?
Play tough.
Okay. It's basketball?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
Well, I coach them both, football and basketball.
That's what's up. You I have to ask on the pod. You know Tremaine? Oh no. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, call him. Tell him I'm trying to get. I don't know how to get in touch with him. I'm trying to get him too. Yeah. He got a good story too.
You need to get that boy on an interview or something, man.
Chill out.
You sort of talk about that's one there who he gonna talk his shit. He think he.
Nah, but the thing about Tremaine, and you know him, he older than you though, right? Yeah. I was in school with Tremaine, and I was gonna say to you, you mentioned like not one, but your mom not want to go to Georgia because of any issues. So I always bring this story with Tremaine because the day before or the day of whatever, I don't know, they're gonna play Glen Hills. He had a fight. You had a fight, you can't play. He ended up playing because it wasn't his fault. He was trying not to fight. So I think of a player like in a situation where like he would bring the outside stuff in here, but I'm a player. I'm trying to I got a big game tomorrow, nigga. Like I've been talking shit since Reggie said he going to Glen Hills. And he won, so I guess that's good too. But he had a fight. But I always think of like just how he moved that year. But I also know he coming out of middle school, he was ranked higher than everybody. Coming out of middle school, it's on paper. The guy, Matt Scott, whatever, he put it on paper and it said Tremaine said best athlete of the class. That class was also Jarrell, Chris, and Reggie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I always think of like what he may think of his career based on what happened or what him being at a guard-driven school with having PJ and having to share the spotlight with all these guys where the other guys playing is like, the big three getting their touches. And then you got Josie where it's like, it's next man up for anybody. Because just like Tremaine could play, you take Tremaine out, RJ Jones, and people don't talk about him. I know he wasn't like PJ and them, but he can produce as well. You got a bunch of people from that Josie bench that could have played and started other places.
Yeah. But
they chose to stay at Josie. And I always want to know his story, like what he feel of his high school career. Because he was that guy for a little minute.
But that's that they got that same little group from the Boys and Girls Club. That's what they had
That's the first time I heard it was them. Because they had these these 5 jerseys on. They wore to school one day. It was him, PJ, and Head. Only them 3.
Yeah.
And they kept talking about Boys and Girl Club. I never knew what it was because I ain't live on that side of town. When I finally saw it, I was like, I ain't gonna lie, when I first saw it, I was like, this gym? That's what I first thought. That's me personally. I wasn't amazed by it. But then I realized how many people came from there. I was like, okay, I can see now.
That's a gym you had to come through to be a man.
He said it wasn't May Park. He said it's the Boys and Girl Club. Then it's May Park. That's his word. So
that's it. I'm telling you, from Reggie and Jarrell, them classes on back, you had to come through there.
Okay. I'm trusting you. Like you trusting Kyle, I'm trusting you. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see.
He a debating man.
David.
A lot of them boys used to be in there crying. I'm telling you, that's where it was real at.
I believe it. I told him like that with the area he's from, it kind of birthed a lot of tough players. Let me ask you that. Cause did you catch any Josie games like later on in your career at all, or you catch any games rather, like during the 2015, 2013?
Yeah.
But what you think about Darius?
Darius he scored good. He was a killer. Yeah. I used to like seeing him and Zepp play against each other.
What you would do with him if you was in high school with him? I think Darius would probably let you up. That's just me though.
You gonna have to shoot it from here.
You don't know Darius, huh?
Yeah, but I know him.
He know that line very well. I watched about Laney playing one time. Well, speaking of Laney, they were pressing him. He did like 3 back-to-back from the logo. They still lost because you can't do that all game, but 3 back-to-back, like free throws. Yeah. Third time they pressed up closer, so he couldn't do it no more.
But I'm picking up full. I pick up full.
I seen your defense. I can't even say you wouldn't have. I know. 94 feet. You got a lot of the older mentality defensive wise in your game. Well, had a lot of it in your game. So, but yeah, this was dope. If you got more questions, I'm gonna. You gotta say no to the.
Oh, no, I ain't got no
I'm like I'm talking to
question.
myself or some shit. You know what I'm saying? God damn. Yeah, but I definitely appreciate sitting down with you, man. This was dope. I appreciate it. Appreciate you being open and to talking about everything you talked about. Definitely a GOAT in your own right. You know what I'm saying? Number one in your class, no debating. Number one from Laney, no debating. So, you know, ain't nothing you can really say. You know, you had a great career. You did what you had to do, and now you're just getting back to the youth.
Yeah, appreciate you having me, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man. More Than Masters podcast. We out, man. Clap it up.
That's good. That's good. Appreciate it.